Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Wednesday, December 21st, 2016. I'm Fredicia Liburd. The Nevis Electricity Company Limited NEVLEC earlier today commissioned the MP36 2.5 megawatt generating set at the Prospect Power Plant. Here is more in this report. At the brief ceremony, Acting General Manager Jervin Swanston said there was a lack of reserve capacity, hence the reason for purchasing the equipment. He went on to add some of the difficulties experienced that led to the purchase.
Whenever one of our sets goes out, we would lose somewhere in the region of 1.5 to 2.5 megawatts of power. And this is a huge chunk considering what our base load is. Usually what happens though, and we are very thankful to Four Seasons, we would usually call them and they would accommodate us and go offline and go on their generators and give us that needed capacity. Usually also what would happen is that we would lose somewhere in the region of, there would be at least a 95% chance that we would have some one of our feeders going down. We have some issue with having spares or getting spares for the present units that we have. Now most of our units, some of them are in excess of 30 years, and whenever we need spare parts for them, that is a real bother for us. For example, we would sometimes have to wait somewhere between the region of 12 to 20 weeks. Most times, Mr. Springett would tell you, 12 to 20 weeks before we can get the parts. Also, in addition to that, these parts have to be fabricated because they no longer make them.
According to Swanston, the containerized generator will provide greater flexibility, a reduction in downtime, less dependability on the Four Seasons resort, and help improve the company's finances.
In 2015 alone, having generators going offline the way for lack of reserve capacity, we lost somewhere in the region of $740,000, and up to August, when the decision was taken to purchase this set, we were already at $644,000. So for us, this is a welcome break to add this containerized unit to the family of the generator sets that we have.
Minister with responsibility for public utilities, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, expressed his gratitude with the acquisition of the equipment.
I am happy this morning to note that we have commissioned this new generator, and it is being done to alleviate some of the difficulties that we have had here on the island of Nevis. At NEVLEC, we are committed to getting better, and this is another step in the direction of getting the services that we provide here on the island of Nevis in better shape. We know that we have already committed to purchasing another generator, which is a Wärtsilä 3.8 megawatts generator, which the general public will hear about as time go by. But our commitment is to ensure that we are providing reliable, efficient electricity supply here on the island of Nevis, and I'm happy that we are moving in that direction.
Also present at the ceremony were Generation Manager Earl Springett and Financial Controller Roma Hanley Merchant. Transmission and Distribution Manager Ian Ward delivered a prayer, and Generation Engineer Jonathan Kelly chaired the ceremony. Premier of Nevis and Minister of Education, the Honorable Vance Emery, recently attended an intersectoral workshop on youth employment to discuss the intersection between education and labor in Brazil. The workshop was sponsored by the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OAS.
The conference dealt with the challenges which all of the countries face in providing employment for our young people, and also the issues of training of our young people, both at the levels of the school and at the tertiary level, in preparing them to fill their positions in the world of work as adults.
Minister Emery outlines the main objective of the workshop.
The objective of that is the concern that our young people who should be taking up the mantle and filling the productive areas of our economic activity, that a number of them do not have the requisite skills. They have not been exposed to the training. And it is in that vein that there was that collaboration, or there needs to be that collaboration, cooperation between the Ministries of Education, the Ministries of Labor, and the collaboration with the productive sector to ensure that the training which is offered at the schools, The training offered in our tertiary level establishments and in our TVET programs, that the quality of the labor force we provide meets the demands of the productive sector.
Premier Amory, who is also the Minister of Labour, spoke about his contribution to the conference.
I raised the matter of our own challenges, but looked at how we have been looking at dovetailing the Ministry of Labour with the Ministry of Education in providing training opportunities and training for the people entering the labor force, and working together with the labor union, working together with the representatives of employees or the Chamber of Industry and Commerce to ensure that we have a tripartite approach to the development of our country, and thereby providing a greater understanding of what the labor market conditions entail and what we need to do to provide the harmonious labor environment so that we can have a peaceful and stable labor market environment.
The workshop convened the Ministries of Labour and the Ministries of Education of the OAS member states. Ian Quealy, Commissioner of Police in the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, RSCNPF, congratulated the 23 men and women who successfully completed the 6-week Regional Security System RSS Section Leaders Course 2016, which commenced on November 7th. The course was organized by the Regional Security System in collaboration with the RSCNPF and the St. Kitts Nevis Defence Force, SKNDF. It was funded by the International Law Enforcement and Narcotics Office of the United States Embassy in Bridgetown, Barbados. Participants hailed from the Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados Defence Force, Royal Grenada Police Force, Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, and host country Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, and the St. Kitts Nevis Defence Force. During a brief but significant closing ceremony on Friday, December 16th, Commissioner Quealy recognized the security officers for their hard work and dedication throughout the course, noting that the ceremony signifies a milestone in their careers. The Commissioner further added that the RSS Leadership course has paved the way for many security officers across the region. He reminded the security officers of the importance of leadership and recited a quote by an American entrepreneur and businessman, Jim Rohn, which reads, "The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude, be kind but not weak, be bold but not bully, be thoughtful but not lazy, be humble but not timid, be proud but not arrogant, have humor but without folly." Still to come.
Last year, I informed you of the possibility of having our own neurologist, Dr. Liebert, conducting clinics here at the hospital.
The details after this break.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.
Welcome back. Hospital Administrator Gary Pemberton stated that human resource is the greatest asset for the Alexandra Hospital, and as such, training continues to be top priority.
Our human resource capacity is our greatest asset. Thus, it is important that we continue our effort to strengthen our human resource through training and retraining of our staff. Earlier in the year, one of our staff members journeyed to Cuba to pursue studies in radiography to complement the existing staff upon completion of a course of study. Presently, we have one nurse in Taiwan pursuing her master's in nursing/midwifery. One nurse has recently returned from Taiwan doing a 6-week training course in respiratory therapy. 2 other nurses would have also received training in specialized care. Our nurses continue to receive training in trauma and emergency care, respiratory, and midwifery, with at least 2 nurses completing their midwifery program shortly.
Pemberton said in addition, Dr. Raymond Rohan Movin will return to the hospital in 2017 on completion of her studies as an internist and also 2 general practitioners. Their return, he said, would help to improve the services at the outpatient department. Pemberton said he is proud of the fact that the first neurological surgery was performed at the Alexandra Hospital this year by Dr. Jeffrey Liburd.
Last year, I informed you of the possibility of having our own neurologist, Dr. Liburd, conducting clinics here at the hospital. I am pleased to inform that he is not only conducting clinics, but we would have had our first neurological surgery performed right here at our theatre with assistance from our able theatre staff.
The administrator who spoke at the recently held hospital Christmas program at the hospital grounds also noted that there have been additions in specialized areas: cardiologist Dr. Kendall Griffith and dermatologist Dr. Debbie Joy Huggins. Pemberton stated that there has been changes in the working hours of the housekeeping unit.
We have been trying to strengthen our housekeeping staff through new addition and in-service training to provide quality service. We had just recently extended the working hours of this unit so as to provide better support to the medical staff. Their services are now available until 10 p.m. as opposed to 7 p.m. As we seek to enhance our quality of service, there will be additional changes in the new year, not only in housekeeping, but in other areas.
Among those present at the event were Deputy Premier of Nevis and Minister of Health, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Nicole Slack-Liburd, Medical Chief of Staff, Dr. Cardell Rollins, Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Judy Nisbet, Matron Aldris Pemberton Diaz, and Pastor Wayne Maynard.
And I'm pleased to announce that starting this week, we will be having a security guard providing overnight coverage in the first instance. It is hoped that our night staff will be more comfortable knowing there is a security, and this would also help to minimize certain occurrences of the past.
Hospital Administrator Gary Pemberton also stated that the hospital has welcomed the addition of 2 nurses from the St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the staff. This addition, he says, is to add to the quality health care offered at the Alexandra Hospital. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.